My name's Elizabeth Michaelides. I'm a visual artist translating classical music scores into vibrant visual art. I've created something called the Colour Archetype quiz, which merges color theory with music theory to give a kind of a personality quiz. And I did this because I wanted to make my very logical, process-based manner of working more interactive, more fun, and more engaging for people. So I invite you into this mini series of interviews where I talk with people who actually took the quiz themselves and talk about their experiences of it. Hi, John. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you so much for accepting my invite to come and talk about colour archetypes.
You're very welcome.
And it's really good to see you, because we've just texted on Instagram, but we haven't actually had a face-to-face call. So
absolutely, it's great to do it, and it's good to see what everyone's actually like.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, it's one good side to social media, right?
Definitely, absolutely.
So I'm going to ask you like 4 or 5 questions, and I'm going to ask the same questions to everybody who I invite for this little series. So the first one is, could you just tell me a little bit about yourself, what you do, and yeah, what you do? Tell me about yourself.
Okay, my name's John C. Maloney, and I'm a digital artist, which I've been doing for quite a while, and I also do spray paint art, and I've also done photography. So I kind of, do quite a lot of things within, creative arts, and most of them are based on vivid colours and kind of up-tempo kind of visuals as such, and exhibited quite a lot, and enjoy doing it, to be honest.
Fantastic. So how would you say you approach, you say vivid colors, how do you approach your art? Why vivid colors?
It's probably because in the UK it rains a lot and it's quite grey, and I always like it when you go abroad and everything's like, vibrant. And ever since I was a kid, I was always interested in colour, whether it was like colours in football kits, things like that. And then later on, colours within album cover designs. And I think colour is just a great thing to make things uplifting. And not everybody looks at colour that way. There's people that, with the paint in a room, they tend to be very safe with it. But, in the past, I've painted the rooms in the house like many different colors, and it just gives you like a funky, cool vibe, like an uplifting feel. And I think everyone should embrace color. It's a wonderful thing.
I love that. I love that answer, and I can see just by what you've said and your expression that you're a fun guy, that obviously you love color and vibrancy.
Absolutely.
Enjoying life. And I couldn't agree more. I agree with you 100%. Okay, so you took the quiz. Can you tell me what color archetype you got and if it rang true for you or not?
I think it came out as orange, and that's quite interesting because my favourite colour is blue, and probably my second favourite colour is orange, and the complete opposites on the colour wheel. So it's quite an interesting thing in that sense, and I like variations of both of those colours together. So we always kind of identify with the blue and orange and its many tones. And even when you're looking at things, it can make me decide, so it's an item of clothing, it can make me decide what I'm going to buy, or if it's an album cover even, I'll go for something that's quite interesting first, that draws you in. And I just like that color contrast. I don't know why, I just do.
The orange and the blue, or complementaries?
The orange and the blue.
Yeah. Okay, great. So if you came out as orange, that means you're the Supertonic, which has a really powerful, like a superhero feel to it for some reason. I think it's a
That
super
sounds good.
part of it. So that's great. I think so that would be, yeah, that would be D. If you say your favorite color is blue, it would be G major, I think. That would be, blue would be the tonic, and the primary and the complementary would be orange. Do you, because I know you do music as well, do you play in G major at all? Do you
I
like that?
I tend to always start with the same note, and it's always a D. I don't know
Mm,
why I do. It's something that just kind of, to me, sounds right. You know, like a C and an E are just like they're just on the edge of it, but the
yeah.
D I will always go for. And
Mm,
you know, when I write different parts of music,
mm-hmm,
I'll put D chords in quite a lot, and work around that pattern. And I've
mm-hmm,
tried working with other notes, and sometimes it works, but again, I just go to the D, and it's also the same on different instruments. So if it's on a synthesizer or
yeah.
a bass guitar, I'll still do that pattern. It's something I've always done, ever since I've been playing music.
So it's inherent within you.
Yeah.
Love that. Okay, that's great. So did you feel the quiz was accurate? Because so Supertonic is somebody who's super curious, and they ask more questions, and they are more perhaps interested in the question than the answer. Do you think you're that kind of person, or would you argue that?
I'd probably fit into that the most, to be honest, because
Mm,
I am inquisitive.
mm,
I want to know about things,
yeah.
and I have a lot of questions. It used to be when I was younger. If you're in an audience, I'd never put my hand up, but I'd have all these questions in my head.
Mm,
But the older I've got, then I just ask, and
mm,
ask
mhm.
about wherever it is, or what I'm thinking of, or if there's something connected. So in a sense, I tend to have like a lot of thoughts come into my head all at the same time, and
Mhm.
I've got to get those questions and answers out.
That's excellent.
Um,
Yeah.
and I'm dyslexic, so that might be part of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, understand that from a dyslexic point of view, because my husband is also dyslexic, and yeah, he's also inquisitive. But yeah, I love that. I love that answer.
Oh,
Okay,
cool.
great. Question 3, I think. Can you think of a moment or a situation where you've actually told me the answer, but this is the question. So can you think of a moment or situation where those kinds of traits, that inquisitive nature of yours, came out?
Um, that's a difficult one. It probably came out in art school at some point,
Mm,
and it was probably to do with like going from like your earlier education through to some where I didn't quite fit in as such. But when I got to art school, I found like like-minded people who ask these kind of questions, and I thought, well, I don't want to be somebody who doesn't say anything. So I started asking about things and inquiring about things, and sometimes I talk two things at once. So
mhm.
I do miss what I'm originally talking about.
Yeah.
But it's kind of that kind of inquisitive. It's like I don't know, a kid in a sweet shop type of thing. It's
Mhm.
I'm drawn to color in that
Yeah.
sense, and it kind of brings out a million questions about that.
Yeah, I think that's brilliant. And I like what you said about art school. It's finally finding your tribe, and that you just feel, yes, I finally arrived.
Absolutely. I mean, the first art school I went to was about 16 or 17, and I was there for 2 years, and it was probably my best education. It's
Mm,
like, it was like fresh because you thought, yeah, I've found something new. I found like-minded people like the same music, people like the same artwork, and it was fun. It was creative people, interesting people.
yeah.
That I've lost touch with now because it's a long time ago, but it was a great period.
Yeah, yeah, likewise. I have fond memories as well. Yeah, it's a special time. Um, okay, question 4. Again, you've answered this one, but I was going to say, if you had to guess, if you didn't take the quiz and you had to guess what your your color archetype was, what would it have been?
It'd
What?
probably be blue,
Yeah.
to be honest. I mean that's just my go-to color, and I've read up on blue, and it's supposed to be the world's most popular color. More people like it than any other color,
Oh, that's interesting.
which is something I've read. And I always think about variations of blue, of how blue can be a warm color, it can be a cold color, it can be
Mm-hmm.
fresh color. And I don't know what it is, because when you get like a really nice blue, it just kind of draws you in more than any other color. With me, it's just kind of like a feeling
Yeah.
as well as being like a visual thing.
So is your ideal blue a colder blue or a warmer blue?
It's kind of like a Mediterranean blue. It's like a
Mm.
warmer blue. It's like I associate it with warmth, and I love water, and I've always been around water. I've always been like near to the coast, and I think when you're near to the coast, you always want to be nearer, sea
Mm.
and water and stuff like that. And I love swimming, and obviously the water's blue.
Mm. Beautiful. Yeah.
And the Mediterranean blue, as I said before, is something, I've gone across the Mediterranean a ton of times, and every time I just love just staring at the water. It's just amazing. It
Yeah.
feels right.
Yeah, I love that. And yeah, I can see when I think of the sea, but I also think of that blue in the sky when there's no clouds and it's so sunny, and
Yeah,
it's really beautiful, isn't it?
yeah, that's a great blue. I mean, it's just a brilliant color. That's all
Yeah,
I can say. I mean,
that's settled then.
that's
Um,
it.
so lastly, John,
Yeah.
that's all the questions, but have you got any questions for me?
Um, Yeah, it's kind of what made you decide to do this research? What was the key thing that you thought, I need to do this, and what were you expecting with the answers?
I see. It's a good question. So my work is very logical and process based. And the thing with that is that if you don't know the logic and the process, it can come across as dry and distant to the viewer. And so I wanted to have a bit more interaction and involvement with people who experience my work, and I wanted to bring them in. And to do that, you have to, when you invite more people in, you invite also like more emotions and more psychology. So I wanted to delve deeper into that, in the emotional side of what I do and the psychological side. And I did that by delving a bit deeper into the theory behind music. So the purpose of each interval is, and I wanted to see how my color system related to that, how it all fitted, how it all fits together. And I wanted to involve people to make it a bit more fun and to involve them. And then what was the last part of your question? What was I expecting?
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I it was open. I was happy that people took part in the quiz, first of all. And this is the whole doing these little mini interview clips is my finding out how it's been received and yeah, where to take it next. So I'm enjoying it. It's really interesting for me to find out what people think about it and what they've discovered. And yeah, it's just broadened my research as well. And I'm also turning more towards, um, yeah, more of an emotional approach to what I do. A bit more, what's the word? Intuitive, perhaps.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's my long-winded answer. So
That's
yeah.
good. That's a great answer. I mean, because I remember when I first saw your work, which must have been possibly around COVID time.
Yeah.
So it goes back quite a while, and I remember thinking like, oh, there's somebody else doing, like a similar type of thing with colours,
Mm.
and the similarities, obviously different, but similarities within that. And I always thought, yeah, that's great that someone else has thinking about these types of things. And
Mm.
I admire your work a lot. I think it's great, and
Thank you. Yeah.
it's just good. It's uplifting.
Thank you, John.
Everybody feels
And
uplifting, definitely.
yeah, right back at you. So it's great that
Like,
we were able to meet on socials, and that's the great powerful thing about it. We can meet up with like-minded people and share.
absolutely, because yourself included, and like a bunch of other people, from that COVID time, we still talk
Yeah,
on Instagram,
yeah,
and that's great. That it's kind of like a bond. Like you think, like, yeah, that's great. And it's great to
totally.
see how everybody else's work's developing
Yeah,
and what ideas are coming up with, and it'd be good to try and get everyone together and do an exhibition of some sort.
that'd be lovely. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a great idea. I think that's so. What are we? August? Yeah, we can plan that.
yeah, we can think about
2026.
that.
Okay. Oh, that's wonderful. That was everything. I enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed that, John.
I certainly did. Yeah, it was great. I mean, it's great talking to him, like, person. Obviously online, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And likewise, yeah, it's been fun. So thank you very much. And wait, before we go, where can people find out more about you and your work? Could you
Me
share
and my
that?
work. You can find me at johncmaloneydigitalartist.com,
Okay.
and you can also find me via my Instagram page, which is a similar title. But if you find me by my website, then you'll find me by my Instagram.
Okay. I'll add it in the notes in a way as well.
Brilliant.
So, okay, wonderful. Thank you so much, John.
You're very welcome, Elizabeth.
If you haven't taken the Colour Archetype quiz yet, then follow the link in my profile. I'll put it below in the notes as well. And please feel free to share in the comments what colour archetype you got.